Welcome to the first Mindful Sit of our 6-week Mindful Educator Fellowship practice. We will be meeting once a week as a part of a cohort of educators improving our mindfulness practice. And as we've learned in the first session, each day that we practice mindfulness, we're giving ourselves a little better chance of learning how to be as present as possible. And the research shows that you need to have about an 8-minute or more practice a day for 6 to 8 weeks to start receiving the full benefits. So every day that we're not together, this will be an opportunity for you to practice with us. So here in day 1, we're going to focus our awareness on breath and sound, remembering that every tool and skill we learn is about how can we be more present in our daily lives. The sounds around us are pretty often easy to find, but we can often just drift off into thinking. Or we can focus on the breath, which is always in the present moment, but again, that can drift away as well. So every time we sit, we're cultivating and strengthening our capacity for being present. So let's start today. You can either repeat it in your head or out loud the following sentences. This is how we get into our mindfulness practice with the students. So find a comfortable position, either seated in a chair, on a cushion, or on the floor, and just repeat as I say it. I've got my feet on the floor. I've got my spine in a line. I've got my hands in my lap. I've got my heart to the sky. And then gently, if you can, allowing your eyes to close and allowing stillness to take over. Just for the next 6 or 7 minutes, we're going to be strengthening our capacity for being present. So the intention is to bring a kind awareness, a compassionate awareness, and a very patient approach. So as we focus on one thing at a time, we know that we will get distracted, and that's not a problem. The moment we catch distraction, that's mindfulness, that's awareness. So let's start by focusing on the sound of the bell, as we'll start our practice and end our practices with the sound of the vibratone. Just try to stay with the sound each time a little longer. So just notice the quality of your attention. Were you able to stay with the sound of the bell? Or was it highly difficult and challenging because of either thoughts, physical sensations, emotions, or other distractions? No judgment, just notice. In awareness, there is no opinion. It just sees as it is. And then just to start, just noticing your position, if you're strong and dignified and relaxed, or if you're slouched over and feeling a little bit distracted. And then bring awareness to your contact points, noticing where your feet are, noticing your sit bones and the weight of your body, if gravity's pulling you down or if you're pulling yourself up. And then noticing your hands. Where are they touching? What are they touching and how do they feel? Any tingling, any sensations at your fingertips? And now we're gradually, for the next few minutes, going to shift our awareness into hearing sounds. Allowing sounds to come to our awareness, then fade away, and let the next sounds come in. Using a beginner's mind, a curious attention to what sounds we might be missing when we're not practicing mindfulness. Do you hear sounds in the space you're sitting or outside? Which directions are you hearing the sounds from? And inevitably, our mind will start thinking, we'll find distraction. Notice it as soon as you can, and then bring your attention back to sounds right now, without any need to decide if you did it right or wrong. Each time you can notice distraction, that's actually cultivating the awareness that will build over time and create longer glimpses of awareness. Start noting the sounds you're hearing. You might hear some movement in the space you're in, or maybe there's machines or sounds of something around you. You might hear cars outside, or the wind, or rustling of leaves. You might hear a buzzing sound that's just continually happening. Start noticing the sounds and letting them fade away, and then coming to the next sound. Notice if there's spaciousness in between sounds. Or again, just notice if you're becoming distracted, and that's okay. With the practice of mindfulness, you continually practice self-compassion and care and kindness, particularly to yourself. So, oops, I was thinking about something for a few seconds, and I didn't listen. No problem, just come back to the next sound. Now allowing the sounds to fade away into the background of awareness. And now in the foreground, we're going to bring in the breath. The breath is always there for us. It might be deeper, shallower, might be smooth and easeful, or contracted and a little bit rough. But when we notice the breath, it already changes the path. It is the one thing we can always come back to in the human body that's very consistent. Thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, they come and they go with great impermanence. So now allow yourself to notice the breath without having to change it or adjust it. Noticing the inhale, the space between the beginning of the exhale. See how long and where the exhale goes and ends. And then keep the tension between the exhale and the inhale, and then notice the beginning, the middle, and the end of the inhale. And following it all the way through. Your mind will get distracted. It might wander downstream. Just gently come back to the shore of awareness and come back to the breath. It doesn't matter if you go way downstream and you catch yourself there, or if you catch it right away. Each time you catch the distraction fading your attention away, that is mindfulness. And just gently come back to the breath. Noticing the inhale, the exhale, and the new breath is going to come right next. Just noticing the breath in its own unique way, knowing that each breath might seem similar, but there's always little differences that you can notice if you bring full attention there. So notice the details of the inhale, the space in between, and the exhale. Just tracking it with kind attention and noticing how the breath changes or stays the same. Again, the mind will wander, thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, sounds. They will distract us. That is not a problem. Gently, compassionately bringing awareness back. That's the practice. It's the practice of forgetting and remembering. And the more we remember, the more mindful we become. Breathing in, breathing out. And now allow your awareness to go back to sound as I'll ring the bell, and try to see if you can keep your attention with the sound even longer than the first time I rang it. And as always, noticing your impulse, if it's to move quickly or to jerk back or to shift some side. And then make an intention to be mindful as you come out of the sit. So wiggling your toes and fingertips, or maybe rolling your shoulders back or rolling your neck. And then fluttering your eyes open whenever you're ready. Allowing yourself to come back into the space that you're in. And giving yourself some self-compassion, self-love, for giving yourself the investment of time right now to be in this stillness practice and to cultivate awareness that will not only benefit you, but all those that are around you. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you next time. Have a mindful life.